It's Mineral Point and Aquinas, our final game of the Thursday session. Final Division IV state semifinal. To get us ready for this exciting matchup, we go downstairs to Chris Zwetler and Scott Emmerich.
Hey, Nick, thanks very much. We think we got a really good one here. A couple of teams that have been traditional powers in the last 10 or 15 years, Chris. Let's first talk about the Aquinas Blue Golds, led by head coach Brad Reinhardt. They're in their 8th trip down here to the state tournament. First time since 2016. And as we check out our Menards points of the game, brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards and all your home improvement needs. Two guys who really have improved, Walter Burns and Logan Becker.
Yeah, Walter's the senior of the crew, and Logan Becker a sophomore. Logan Becker's very athletic. He's kind of sneaky good. A lot of teams focus on Burns.
Mineral Point led by head coach Dan Burrison. The Pointers are here for the 5th time in school history. First time since 2015. Very balanced up and down. Landon Thousand really keys them, though, doesn't he?
They are balanced up and down, but he's the man. You know, Thousand is going well and shares the ball well. He's got almost 200 assists on the season, and if he's going to be doing that all night, it's going to make it a long night for the Blue Golds.
It's Aquinas and Mineral Point, the winner to play Kenosha St. Joe's in the Division IV championship game on Saturday. Right now, a word from your local station. This is your WIAA network station. It's the number 2 seed, Mineral Point from the Southwest Wisconsin Activities League, and the Aquinas Blue Golds from the Mississippi Valley. Let's meet these two teams. Here's PA announcer Jim Strick.
Let's meet the teams for tonight's second Division IV semifinal between the Mineral Point Pointers and the Aquinas Blue Golds. First, here are the Pointers from Mineral Point. Number 0, Tremaine Kenneker. Number 1, Luke Filardo. Number 5, Jackson Wendhausen. Number 12, Tucker Dannenberg. Number 14, Ashton Martin. Number 20, Keaton Dempsey. Number 21, Drew Ashelman. Number 23, Gibson Spurley. Number 24, Atlee Potterton. And number 32, Jake Phillips. And now here are the Aquinas Blue Golds. Number 2, Cole Keppel. Number 5, Calvin Barr. Number 10, Jacob Thornton. Number 11, Talon Reinhardt. Number 12, Braden Young. Number 13, Vincent Barr. Number 14, Finn Strom. Number 20, Ryan Johnson. Number 21, Trey Barr. And number 24, Sam Dickinson. And now for tonight's starting lineups. First for Mineral Point. At guard, a 6'1 senior, number 2, Alex Ross. At guard, a 6'2 senior, number 3, Landon Thousand. At guard, a 5'10 senior, number 4, Bryce Bomstad. At guard, a 6'5 junior, number 10, Eli Lindsay. And at center, a 6'3 senior, number 15, Brady Radke. Mineral Point is coached by Dan Burrison. And now tonight's starting lineup for the Aquinas Blue Golds. At a guard, a 6' senior, number 1, Jonathan Scamp. At guard, a 6'4 senior, number 3, Walter Burns. At forward, a 6'3 senior, number 15, Tanner Peterson. At guard, a 6'2 sophomore, number 32, Logan Becker. And at forward, a 6'5 senior, number 40, Shane Willenbrink. Aquinas is coached by Brad Reinhardt. Tonight's officials are John Palesi from New Berlin, Dennis Von Rieden from New Berlin, and Robert Van Rieden from Wauwatosa.
Here are your starting lineups, brought to you by Construction Business Group and Destinations Career Academy, preparing students for a rewarding career as a Wisconsin operating engineer. For Mineral Point, a very senior-dominated squad. Lindsay's the only junior in that starting lineup. Aquinas also with some strong seniors as well, but they'll turn to a sophomore in Logan Becker as a big scoring option. The opening possession goes to Mineral Point. We're in the Sky Blues here at the Kohl Center. This is Eli Lindsay in the corner. Bomstead looking for something. Burns cut him off. Coach, both these teams have really hung their hat on their defense here in the playoff run. Is that the kind of game you think we'll see?
Yeah, both teams are man-to-man defense, traditionally very strong with that. Mineral Point will throw on a little three-quarter press after they score. Well coached, fundamentally sound.
Landon Thousand gets the pointers off to the quick start. Little full court pressure now here for Mineral Point.
Yeah, they're a little 1-2-2, three-quarter just to slow down and try and get a team out of rhythm. Then they'll fall back man-to-man.
Peterson along the baseline. Willenbring gets it inside amongst the bodies and gets it to go.
Yeah, he's heading to play football next year. He's put together heading to South Dakota State.
Well, good start to this one for both teams. Opening moments.
Mineral Point likes to start off with that high ball screen, and then they'll run some fade action off that, trying to get Thousand or Lindsay a jump shot. A lot of ball screen action. Coach says they're at their best when they move the ball.
Lindsay that time dragged the pivot foot just a little bit, so we have the game's first turnover back over to the blue goal.
For lacrosse, Coach said don't overhelp, rebound and run. Made it pretty simple on the interview with him, with Coach Reinhardt.
That'll be a kicking violation on Mineral Point. The Blue Gold's down here for the first time since 2016. Been a bit of a drought for the Aquinas boys. You remember they had some outstanding teams during the early 2000s and into the 2010s.
First title 2003. Mineral Point, with their long tradition and history of great basketball, has never won it. So that's something they're very excited about, that opportunity.
Their first trip to state since 2015. Lindsay clears the rebound, and now here come the pointers the other way.
Mineral Point looked to run there for a second, but decided to hold back.
Lindsay leaning in. Willenbring clears.
The same body frame as his older brother, doesn't he?
Eli, yes.
Yes.
I say I haven't seen Shane's brother. I don't know if he's got one, so I don't know if he'll if he's got
Lindsay,
it.
Yeah, I meant Lindsay.
Here's Burns, team's leading scorer, between the legs a couple of times. Finds a cutting Skemp to the basket, but he couldn't finish. He'll get a reload.
Great movement off the ball by Skemp. He can run all day. In fact, he took fourth in state in cross country this fall.
You may have heard Brad Reinhardt yell blue goal, blue goals. That's how they'll set up the offense. Willenbring a high pick, freeing up Becker to the lane and up and in.
Strong move by Becker there, their leading, second leading scorer. He's the athletic one that I talked about earlier.
Here's Thousand with Becker on him. They're swinging around. Lindsay thought about the three for a moment.
Aquinas will hedge the ball screens. They won't quite jump all the way out to go partial way out.
Ross misses a three. Burns on the run for Aquinas. Up ahead, Peterson. Peterson probing the lane. Back out, Becker. Becker down the lane again with a right hand. Got the roll. The sophomore off to a quick start.
He really moves quickly to his right, and he's very, very athletic. He can jump. Might have to shade that right hand if I'm Mineral Point next time down the floor.
Try the handoff. Thousand almost lost it. Still has the dribble. Down the lane with Becker on him, and Thousand using the right hand high off the glass.
And the two identical drives at both ends of the floor there, heading right, using the glass.
That ended a scoring drought of almost 3 minutes for Mineral Point. Becker took a little extra step before the takeoff. That's a turnover. Good one here to start off. 6-4 Blue Golds lead it. Here's a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station. Chris, I'm so happy to be doing trivia with you. You are an encyclopedia of knowledge of Wisconsin boys basketball. Here it is, folks. Here's your Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin trivia question. Which of the following schools won a state title in the school's first tournament appearance? Here they are: Brown Deer, Edgewood, Seymour, or Kickapoo.
B.
You know, I'm going to go with you there. I heard the head coach there was pretty good.
Well, he had his moments.
All right. Corner three ball is just a little bit long. Rebound, though, comes off to Lindsay. Willenbring may have gotten a piece of it.
A lot of contact, too.
Now Becker on the right-hand drive. Burns. Spinning. Lindsay with good defense.
Nice defense.
And the block. Headed the other direction.
Very, very smart.
Corner three. Jackson Wendhausen, who's just come off the bench, an excellent three-point shooter. Can't connect there. Now Burns. Peterson. Spinning and scoring.
Nice move. Yeah, they call Wendhausen the instant offense off the bench because he can shoot it real well, almost 46% from three balls.
Yeah, keep an eye on number 5 in the corner there, even though he missed that last one. Poked out of bounds. It'll stay with Mineral Point. All right, yeah, Wendhausen averaging almost 10 points a game coming off the bench. First look here for Jake Phillips for Mineral Point.
Phillips gives them some really good minutes at the post player and brings in some physicality.
Trey Barr also into the lineup for Aquinas. Lindsay set up the offense now for Mineral Point. On the drive, Drew Ashelman into the lineup now.
Ashelman's another one of those guys off the bench. Coach Burleson goes 10 deep, and they all contribute very well.
Between Wendhausen and Ashelman and now Phillips in the lineup as well. It's a good deep bench. Burns can't connect on the three. Rebounded by Phillips. Here come the Pointers. A chance to tie or take the lead with a three. Thousand down the drive. Feeds. Now Thousand in the corner for three.
Quick release.
Barr comes out of there with a rebound. Rugold's on the run.
Cross. Aquinas wants to run when they get a chance. Want to rebound and go.
Burns. Willenbring with Phillips on him. On the drive. Barr. They won't count the basket. Didn't make it anyway. The foul will be on the Pointer.
Very good defense by Phillips there. He just got down low, kept his balance, kept a wide base, and didn't allow Willenbring to get to the basket without fouling.
On the curl, Burns. In the corner, Becker. Barr on the pump fake. Burns, another three ball on the way. And the rebound comes out to Phillips.
Just short, he was set.
They throw it down. Ashelman can't get it to go. Phillips comes throwing in for another rebound. He's made an impact on the boards already. Wendhausen can't get it. Burns with the rebound. Off and running again. A little 2-on-1 action. Peterson, some contact and a foul.
Good transition break there. The ball didn't even hit the floor all the way down. That was excellent. It's one of Coach Barrison's keys is they got to get back on defense and stop their transition.
Tanner Peterson at the line, averaging almost 8 points a game. Senior. He'll play baseball at Winona State.
Not a very good free throw shooter, but that one looked good. Only 41%.
1 out of 2 on that trip, so the lead is 3 now for Aquinas.
He's trying to jinx him the other way. So
you do the reverse broadcaster jinx, I get it. If you have a lower free throw percentage, you say something about it, then you make both. How often have we seen it? Wendhausen, oh, that one rattled in and out. Phillips outduels Willenbring for the rebound, and that's going to be a foul on Willenbring. It'll be side out for Mineral Point after we take a timeout. Here's a word from your local station. This is your WIAA network station. All right, hey, let's answer that very tricky trivia question. Which of the following schools won a state title in the school's first tournament appearance? B, Edgewood is what we say. And Edgewood, yes, they won the Division II title back then. I heard the coaching was pretty good back then.
Yeah, you know, it used to be. It used to be. No, I was very fortunate to have a great group of guys. And that year, all Madison area teams, 4 Madison area teams won the state title in all 4 divisions. La Follette, Marshall, and Randolph, all within 50 miles of each other. It was quite a special run by all of us. Never forget it.
You still connect with those players?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
We're about 8 minutes into this one. Aquinas up by 3. They have possession. Burns connects on that one. His first 3, he had missed his previous 2.
Yeah, he was due for one. His form's too good. His confidence is too high. It's about time for him to knock one down. They've got to close down on him, I think, a little better.
Mineral Point just one of their last 9 field goals, so they're looking to get the lid off that hoop.
Hey, we're going to have to match up, everybody.
Well, they got to get Wendhausen going because they're setting him up. We got to get Lindsay going, too.
Here's Thousands for 3, and he hurt us over here, didn't he, Coach?
It's a good answer there. He's the glue. He does. The ball's in his hands probably 80% of the game. As he goes, they'll go.
That cut the Aquinas lead in half. Now Burns ran into a brick wall of pointers. Here comes Mineral Point the other way. Asherman will kick it back out.
I thought Asherman was going to pull the trigger there for a second.
Wendhausen, rank number 5, 45% three-point shooter. Cut off in the lane there. Phillips battles Willenbring. Peterson comes out of there with it.
Yeah, Willenbring's not going to give him much room to get closer to the hoop there.
Dre Barr to the basket. Oh, Thousands. Whoa, what a block. He ended up being out of bounds, but what a sensational defensive play.
Well, very heads up, very headsy play. He got a hand on the ball, tried to throw it back into play. Not only just, right, not under his basket, but try to throw it further down the floor, which is a good lesson to learn for young kids. Don't throw it out underneath your basket unless you're going to throw it all the way down towards your hoop.
Luke Villardo in the lineup for the first time for Mineral Point. Also for Aquinas, Sam Dickinson wearing number 24. Jonathan Skemp back in for Aquinas.
Aquinas blob here. They'll try to work it into
down low.
Some kind of clear the lane action like they did there.
That's going to be a foul on Alice Ross. They tried to hit Barr on the cut towards the basket.
Yeah, they opened up the lane and kept people coming in after one or another and eventually found somebody open there.
Well, Mineral Point making the inbound play tough. They get it into Becker. Now Becker with the right hand. He's done that 3 times already in this first half.
Well, and it's interesting, Scott. Once the one time they jumped him, made him go left, he traveled right before that timeout earlier in the game. So easier said than done, I know.
Becker has 6 of Aquinas' 14 points. Here's Lindsley now. Lindsay inside, nobody there. Bosted has it. Now back up, 3-pointer from Ross is off the mark. It'll go back over to Aquinas. Watch Logan Becker here on the other end.
Well, again, he's already proven he goes to his right very well, so they got to learn to cut that off, try and make him spin back to the middle. But the key is, too, he's finishing those shots. It's one thing to say I'm going there. It's another thing to finish the shots.
There's a little administrative situation we need to fix. Tremaine Kinneker checking into the lineup for the first time for Mineral Point. You get a look at him right there.
Something was going on. They wanted to check his hairdo. Something going on there.
Dickinson in the corner. Barr looking for some room. Cut off nicely by Ross.
Barr comes from a big basketball family.
And we're going to have a foul off the ball. That's going to be on Kinneker as Jonathan Skemp hit the deck. You can look at Dan Person. Had a look at him in his 29th year as head coach at Mineral Point.
Danny and I coached together at UW-Platteville and Coach Ryan.
Look at the team foul situation. That 3-pointer's off the mark. Mineral Point coming the other way. Trailing by 5.
Aquinas has found something with those corner threes because they're left wide open there. Only made one of them, though, so far. Got to move without the ball when Thousands got the ball. He'll find you if you move.
Thousand in the corner. Kinneker pump fakes, now lets it go. Rebound comes off. Barr leading the break for the Blue Golds, and now they'll slow it down.
really got down the floor fast there, as you can see. That's why Mineral Point's concerned with that.
Barr on the drive, cut off by Thousand.
Barr's one of 4 siblings made it to a state tournament.
Burns trying to find some room. Step through, got it, and a foul.
Nice Euro step there. Kept the ball up high. Watch him attack here. Watch the ball as he gets into the paint. Gets it up there nice and high and strong and gets fouled on the wrist.
So that'll send Walter Burns, a senior, to the free throw line. He surpassed the 1,000 career point mark earlier this season.
You know, I think if I add up my college and high school and warm-ups, I'm still not at 1,000.
Even with the warm-ups?
Even.
Well, that gives him 6 in this game, and we'll take a timeout with Aquinas leading this one by 8. Here's a word now from your local station. This is your WIAA network station.
0, right?
Aquinas leading this one 17-9. First half action, Division 4 boys semifinals. And Scott Emmerich and Chris Wetler back here at the Kohl Center. Shooting percentages really telling the story here, Chris. Mineral Point on the season, they make about half their shots, but only 4 of 17 so far for 24%. Aquinas near their average. And Lindsay heard us talking about it, and he answers with a 3.
They run that little screen and fade play for him, and he was wide open that time. That was the one time Aquinas fell asleep on defense. First time of this game.
Lindsay on Burns. That's a really good matchup. Good on good there. Dump it in the post. This is Cole Keppel who's just checked in. And Burns called for the travel. Back over to Mineral Point.
So Mineral Point, that possession, I don't know if you were aware, they were face guarding 32 on that side, Becker. And playing what we would call no-help defense, just to try and keep the ball out of his hands. So just a little bit of a ploy there by Danny, and it worked out that time.
1,000. Burns clears. Near steal, and it is a steal. Lindsay comes out of there with it. Now Landon 1,000 will stop and pop 3. Rebound comes off to Becker.
That was a good choice. That was a good shot. Got a rebound underneath too.
Oh, Burns to the lane. Couldn't connect on the finger roll. 1,000 rips it out of there, and it's going to be a foul on Aquinas. Jonathan Skemp.
He's on Skemp. Okay, I was wondering if Skemp great move again by Burns. Just couldn't finish it. Shot it up there nice and high with that right hand.
And Burns will have a seat right now. Trey Barr back into the lineup now for Aquinas.
Michigan hold, Eli.
Pointer's calling out Michigan hold. It's a little diagonal screen and pocket pick or pick and pop with a swing cut. And then goes back to Lindsay.
They kick it back out, 1,000 to 3, knocking down another. Landon 1,000 starting to heat up. He's a 37% three-point shooter. He's 2 of 4 from beyond the arc so far.
6 in a row for the Pointers. Great set down there, great execution.
Back to a 2-point game. Now Becker, they cut off the right hand that time, just like you talked about, Coach.
And they stayed down, too, after he made the jump stop. They didn't leave their feet.
Keppel gets it inside. Peterson spinning. Tough shot. Rebounded by Wendhausen.
Mineral Point has a chance to take the lead.
Last 3 field goals they've made have been 3-pointers.
Started out of that timeout by Coach Burrison. Contagious.
Ashelman and Mineral Point takes the lead. A quick 9-0 run, all of it from beyond the arc, Chris.
Just like anything else in sports, one guy gets rolling and the other guys seem to feed off of it. Here goes to the right hand again. Becker
got sandwiched that time out of bounds, lost the handle. Oh, it'll be Mineral Point basketball.
Good no call there. And the kick out there to 1,000.
And then Ashelman Hansen, another terrific three-point shooter at 41% on the season.
Yeah, they all 3 of those shots, they had plenty of time. They were on balance. Shooters that put in the time will make that, almost all the time.
Lindsay in the post. And now the Pointers heating up. Timeout for Brad Reinhardt
11 in a row. 11-0 run.
11-0 run for Mineral Point. They go up 20-17. Here's another look at Eli Lindsay.
Opens up, gets on balance. Now, if the defense is tight on him, he'll put it on the floor. They back off like so, and he's got a good 3 or 4 feet there. He'll shoot it.
This timeout allows me to say this. The 2024 WIAA Basketball Championships are brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs.
The dogs are out.
So now if you're Brad Reinhardt in the Aquinas huddle, what's your answer? What's your response?
Well, I mean, it's still only a one-possession game, a lot of time left. They just need to have a good quality possession. They got all their starters back in the game here now, too. So bringing in Will and Bring and see if that helps them a little bit and get something to the rim again, maybe kick out. It's a good timeout by Coach there.
Will and Bring in the post, kicks it back out, Skemp. Turns down a 3.
Middle Point is really hounding Becker.
Becker fading away for 3. Lindsay clears the rebound.
Sliding to his left on the three-point shot there.
Mineral Point starting to cook. Started 4 for 17. They've hit 4 of their last 6.
Well, on the other side of that, too, is Aquinas' numbers.
They're not
Aquinas, and that's the big key here is Middle Point's making shots, takes away Aquinas' transition game, right? Until right now. Now we got to steal.
Quick hands by Skemp, leads to Becker. Knocked out of bounds. It'll belong to Mineral Point. We're going to take another timeout. Hear a word from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA Network. Day 1 of the WIAA State Boys Basketball Tournament. Been a dandy already. We had our Division III semifinals earlier today, and then this evening, Kenosha St. Joseph beat the number 1 seed Marathon in our first Division IV semifinal. They will play for a state title on Saturday against the winner of this one. Mineral Point on an 11-0 run, leading this one by 3 with just under 3 minutes to go in the first half. Burns with a rejection. And then losing the handle out of bounds was Ashelman, but it will stay with Mineral Point.
Tell you what, I'm impressed with Burns and Becker, especially that long arms and really good timing. They go straight up, which is so important.
Here's Lindsay, another little mid-range. Save, nope, out of bounds. Radke had a foot on the line, goes back over to Aquinas. Eagles see what they can work on the offensive end. They have a scoring drought now of over 4 minutes, approaching 4.5 minutes.
It's because they haven't been able to get a stop down at this end and then get out in transition. They're running Becker off a staggered screen, weak side, and then they flash Burns. Good job of defense there by the Pointers.
Willen bring in the post with size advantage. Beautiful up and under, quick feet by the big fella.
Yeah, fantastic footwork there. Turned, looked inside, came back, shot fake, was able to then get around him the second time. Soft touch for a big fella up there.
That puts an end to that scoring drought for the Blue Gold. Ashelman in the paint got stuck for a moment. He gets it back.
And, dry spell, try and get something inside, right?
Lindsay on the drive. Got it to go.
Yep. Good screen there by Wenhausen and Lacrosse. There we go.
Becker can't finish on the other end. Ashelman gets whistled for the foul. So back to the free throw line will be Logan Becker. Possession before, Shane Willenbring breaking that drought for the Blue
great
Gold.
bounce pass. We call that a classic, it's going to be a drop step. He's thinking going baseline, couldn't get it. Faked middle, came back baseline, cleared, made it.
Yeah, Logan Becker at the line. Second free throw. He's been sensational in the playoffs here. He's averaged almost 20 points per game once the postseason started.
Thus, that's why Mineral Point's paying so so close attention to him with the no-help defense and face guarding him at times. I watched for 1,000 come off some screen somewhere.
Lindsay trying to little up and under himself, and now he's starting to get on a bit of a roll. He has 9 points.
Yeah, that's a real luxury to have. Put a 6'5" guy at the top, kind of a point forward, and just clear it out for him and let him go.
Skimp gets the roll.
Gets the roll.
Jonathan Skimp with the basket, his first of the game. Hey, don't forget to stick around for the Jones Dairy Farm halftime report coming up at the end of the half, which is a minute away. 1,000. Got the friendly roll. The rims are being kind to both teams now. Skemp and Willenbring playing a little two-man game.
Dump it and cut. Cut the rim, clear it out. Right.
Willenbring double team. Had it poked away. Stolen. Lendhausen.
Good defense by the Pointers there.
And now with 25 seconds to go till half, let's see if the Pointers hold for one. They have a 3-point lead.
Well, both teams have fouls to give, so we'll see if Aquinas might use a foul when 1,000 attacks the basket.
2 team fouls on Aquinas, 6 for Mineral Point. 10 seconds to go now. 1,000 gets a high pick for Lindsay. Pulls up, got it! Oh, what an end to the first half for Mineral Point. They'll take a 5-point lead into the locker room here at the half, thanks to some hot shooting in the final 7 minutes or so.
Well, and a great ball screen by Phillips there gave 1,000 just enough room to knock it down. Tell you what, Mineral Point showed a lot of composure after they fell down 17-9.
Carly Murata standing by with Mineral Point head coach Dan Burrison. Carly?
Yeah, thanks, Scott. Coach, let's start with Landon 1,000. What do you like about what he's doing out here?
Yeah, I mean, he's been our playmaker all year. It's no different than what he's done other games, but I just like the way he's controlling things. We got behind early. He didn't panic. He just kind of keeps us in the offensive flow here.
Your team went on an 11-0 run. What was behind that?
I think it started on the defensive end. I mean, I think it's always got to start there, and we were limiting them to one shot. We've got to continue to do that. We've got to keep our spacing on the offensive end.
All right, Coach, thanks for your time. Best of luck in the second half.
Thank you.
All right, back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Carly. The Jones Dairy Farm halftime report coming your way next. Now a word from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station. Hey, Nick, thanks very much. We're about to hit the gas and get ready for the start of the second half here. Before we do, we got to show you what happened in that first half. There was some good basketball played on both ends. First, it was Aquinas getting off to the great start. Walter Burns for 3.
Yeah, Burns finally made one of his first 3 attempts, and that was part of the reason they jumped out to their lead.
Yeah, they led 17-9, and then the Mineral Point started to sizzle from 3-point range.
Yeah.
Lindsay, 1,000, and Ashelman knocking down big 3.
3-point barrage, 3 in a row. All of a sudden, it's like we've all said, the last 10 years, the 3-point shot is the game changer, and that turned everything there for the Pointers.
Mineral Point went on a 19-6 run to close out the first half. Aquinas ended a long scoring drought that lasted over 4 minutes. Willenbring inside, and then Jonathan Skemp along the baseline here.
Yeah, good work inside by both those young men to keep Aquinas, close. It's a 5-point game.
First half stats, I want to point out field goal percentage for Mineral Point. They started 4 of 17. They finished the half 8 for 12. That'll get you going, won't it?
Hey, making shots kills a lot of things that aren't going well for you. And that, obviously, those 3 threes in a row they made changed everything for them. And then that kept Aquinas from getting out and going, and it just changed everything.
Yeah, just 2 turnovers as well for Mineral Point, so they're not making the mistakes on the offensive end when they miss. And for Mineral Point, leading scorer Landon 1,000. In fact, they only have 3 players who have scored for them so far. Aquinas is led by Logan Becker at 8, 6 early ones, and Walter Burns with 6. Well, we're ready to go almost for the second half here of our second Division 4 semifinal. We'll have it for you right after a word from your local station. This is your WIAA network station. Mineral Point will begin the second half with a 5-point lead. A moment ago, Carly Murata had a chance to catch up with Aquinas head coach Brad Reinhardt.
Coach, your team went over 4 minutes without scoring there in the first half, but you're only down 5, so what did you like about their response?
Yeah, you know, I mean, we're still fortunately in a decent spot in terms of the scoreboard. We got to do a better job of creating some more productive touches for some of our key guys. And then they got a stretch on us where they started to execute their set plays, and we got to take them out of rhythm a little bit and get some more contests on those looks.
All right, thanks so much for your time. Back to you.
Thank you, Carly. Aquinas will open the second half with possession.
All right, we'll see who they get going here in the second half for Blue Gold. See what they call off the timeout. They're going to want to get out and run again, so they're going to need to get some defensive stops at the other end. All right, go inside of the big fella.
Willenbrain kicks it back out to Peterson. Lost the handle going up and hitting the deck hard for Mineral Point. I believe that's Ross. I think it's hard. No,
15.
Brady Radke, number 15.
Radke. I didn't see what happened.
Well, there were a lot of arms and flying through the air.
If his head went flying into Willenbrain at all, that's going to hurt. I didn't see it.
He may have gotten some friendly fire as he was falling backwards to the floor.
He's laughing. That's a good sign.
Radke, a 6'3" senior. He's going to step out for a moment here. So Jake Phillips will check in the lineup for Mineral Point. So here come the Pointers with Landon 1000 leading the offense. Well, he had a sensational first half, 14 points, 6 of 9 from the field.
Lob action. Wasn't there.
Lindsay, a 3. Long rebound. Comes out to Burns.
Just rushed a little bit there on Burnsy.
Gold's trying to push the tempo. You think they want to do a little bit more of that in the second half?
Absolutely. That's what got them their 8-point lead in the first half. They got stops at that end, and then they really got out and going. But Mineral Point's done a heck of a job getting back as well, not giving them any easy looks. The backdoor cut.
Becker on the feed from Skim.
Yeah, that was set up by sending Burns this way, and then Becker having the wing open on the other side. Cleared that side, and he was able to get backdoor action there. Pretty common play. There's a steal.
Burns, one-on-one against Lindsay. Euro steps his way through. Oh, it's good defense. Just a little better offense.
Yeah, very good defense, and again, he does that really well. It's one of the best high school kids Euro steps I've seen.
Just a 1-point game now.
So Aquinas got the start they wanted in the second half. 2 stops, 2 baskets.
1000 down the lane. Got the roll.
He's so strong in the upper body. May not look like it on TV, but he is. He's able to get those shots off against bumps and still finish.
He has 16 of Mineral Point's 30 points. Burns. Lindsay, 1000 with the rebound, and the other way we go with the Pointer.
And you hear 1000 there on the rebound, he yells out, "I got it," so his teammates will get down the floor. Communication is so accomplished.
Ross gets in the lane. Alex Ross with his first bucket of the game, averaging almost 10.
Big hoop by the Pointers there to get back up to 5.
Back-to-back hoops. Skim.
Phillips does a good job guarding the basket. He doesn't have to leave the paint because Willenbrain won't shoot it from the outside.
Air ball from Peterson. And now 1000 will jog it up for Mineral Point.
Call out State. Watch for something to go back to 1000.
Skip it across to Phillips.
Down to Ross. Becker doing a nice job on 1000.
Now here's 1000 down the lane. Kicks it back up. Ross couldn't get the roll on the 3. And Willenbrain soars in for the rebound.
Good screen by Phillips there.
Now Becker with the left hand this time. Didn't quite get it to go, but a couple of free throws coming for Logan Becker.
Saw the gap there, attacked the basket really strong. And with his jumping ability and long arms, it's tough to not foul him.
Logan's sister Courtney played on a state team for the Aquinas girls. She is playing at Drake right now.
From the Blue Golds to the Bulldogs.
Peterson has a seat for Aquinas. Trey Barr into the lineup. Becker averaging almost 15 a game. Misses both. Team's best free throw shooter. A couple rare misses for Logan Becker.
Yeah, almost 80%. Helped by Burns there.
Ross cleared out of there by Becker.
Oh, here we go.
Burns.
Euro step.
Lindsay back on defense again, and Burns wins the battle again.
Tell you what, he finishes at the rim as good as I've seen.
Burns into double figures with 10. Oh, what a shot by 1,000. I thought Becker may have gotten a piece of it.
Becker did a nice job of contesting and not fouling, and 1,000 was just better. He was 1,000 times better.
Now I remember why we asked you back. Now I remember. Endless dad jokes, everyone. Welcome to the WIAA State Tournament Network. Chris Wetler.
Wait till I bet you 1,000 for something.
Timeout here on the floor. Here's a word from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA Network station.
The finish.
Back at the Kohl Center here in Madison. Watch live streaming coverage of the WIAA tournaments along with stories about teams, players, scores, and more from across the state. The Magic of March app is sponsored by Delta Dental of Wisconsin and is available free at the App Store. Download now and get in on the action.
I heard you can play the guitar like that.
Oh, how about that?
Great blob, great baseline out of bounds there by Aquinas. Little backdoor cut by Becker. Easy layup.
Speaking of rhythm on offense, that was pretty good.
Yes, it was.
For the Blue Gold. No point trying to answer. They kick it out. Lindsay, a great look at a three.
Short-armed it. Here we
Skip
go.
for the rebound. Up ahead, Burns. Tracks it down. Burns attacking.
Fouled.
Yeah, a lot of contact, but they let it go. Here's Wendhausen. Now Lindsay down the lane. Spinning and scoring. He is so smooth.
Yeah, good move there. Didn't have it all the way to the rim. Jump stop, pivot, kept his pivot foot. Nice and on balance there to finish it off.
Trey Barr straight on three. Got it.
Big hoop there for Aquinas out of the set. Big three there.
His first bucket of the game, and the lead is back down to 2. So some good back and forth here in the second half. 1,000 driving on the lane. Now Lindsay back to 1,000. Open for 3. Skimp gets another rebound. And a foul in the backcourt. May have been a good foul because the Blue Golds had numbers going the other way.
Yeah. Coach Reinhardt mentioned that Barr is their playmaker. He has a tendency to make a big play. We'll see if that 3 ends up being a game changer for them.
Luke Filardo checking in for Mineral Point. And now Barr will bring it across.
See if they get it back in the hands of Barr. Circling Becker off the low post action.
Willenbring working inside. Strong. Tie game.
So smart. So when he turned back inside, so many kids just want to shoot it right away. Instead, he gathered himself, got on balance, and was able to have a short little, easy on balance shot without rushing it.
Wendhausen stolen by Barr. Lindsay back on defense. Up ahead.
Good hustle by the Pointers.
Saved. Brilliant save that time by Filardo. And back come the Pointers the other way.
Good hustle play. Waiting for Wendhausen to bury one.
Lindsay trying to bury one.
Short again.
A couple of Pointers battle for the rebound, but that's going to be a foul on Trey Barr, the Blue Gold. And after a quick breather, Thousands checking back in for Mineral Point. So is Alex Ross.
Alex, you got 21. Alex, you got 21.
Pointers will trigger the inbound. Right at 36.
See if it comes back to Ross at all. Good to see they got Radke back in the game.
There's a near steal, ball loose.
Kicked by the Pointers.
Thousands scoops it back up. Thousand down the lane. Burns with the block, out of bounds. It will stay with Mineral Point. Another look at it.
Those long arms. The long arms of the law.
Nearly stolen by Becker. Thousand, great crossover, but that shot's off the mark.
Yeah,
Becker comes up with a loose ball. Now Aquinas has a chance to take the lead.
Thousand lost control of the ball in that time.
Now Willenbring gets double teamed this time. Skemp open for three.
Great bounce back by the Blue Goats there. Down 6. Now come back, take a 3-point lead.
Timeout, Mineral Point. We got one too. Here's a word from your local station. This is your WIAA network station.
Inside out for the 3.
Mineral Point head coach Dan Burson in his 29th year, a Dodgeville native. And you mentioned it earlier, Chris. I got to ask. He was an assistant at UW-Platteville under Bo Ryan for 4 seasons, and a time you were on that staff as well. What do you remember back in the day?
Danny's he's a basketball junkie, has been his whole life. Also a heck of a baseball coach at Mineral Point. Back then, you had to scout in person all the time, and we'd go on the road all over the state, and Danny would always ride with me. And we spent a lot of time in the car together over the years. Good answer by Mineral Point there to tie it up.
Drew Ashelman, the sophomore, with his second three-pointer of the game. Making those road trips along the WIAA Trail, huh?
Yep. Barr changed it for the world.
Barr misses a 3 after connecting earlier. Now Mineral Point with a chance to retake the lead. Ross along the baseline. Kick, corner 3. Got it! Ashelman again!
Just like that, back-to-back again.
His third three-pointer. He has 11 points in the game.
Similar to the first half.
We go 3-point field goal percentage, or shooting anyway. 6 of 9 for Mineral Point.
Great ball fake by Becker there, and then to come back, just missed the shot. 3 in a row.
Ashelman, you betcha!
Timeout Aquinas.
Oh, it's the Drew Ashelman show here at the Kohl Center. Take a look.
Penetration, drive and dish for 3. Out in transition on the next one. Run into the corners, we call it. Wide open. Buries the third one in a row. What a treat for them and the team.
He's up to 14 points, and it's kind of a theme from Mineral Point this year. 8 seniors on this squad, but they've had 6 different leading scorers, so you really can't key on one person, even though Thousand and Lindsay kind of lead the way most of the time.
Well, and that's why Coach Reinhardt said in the pregame talks about they can't overhelp too much because everybody is capable of having a night for the Pointers.
And not only has Ashelman made 3 in a row, but he's 4 for 4 from beyond the arc as a team. Mineral Point 7 of 20.
Excellent answer by the Pointers after they fell down 39-36.
So it's been a series of mini runs for both these teams, and now Mineral Point on a 9-0 run after Aquinas was able to take the lead. Barr can't connect. Becker inside, brings it back out.
A foul and
almost got the and one.
Whenever you come out of the timeout, the team that's trying to slow down the run, it's always important that first possession at least at least get 1 point, and 1 point per possession after that.
Becker, just a sophomore, a wide receiver on Aquinas' state championship football team last fall.
I bet he'll get some looks as a wide receiver in the next couple of years. He can run, he can jump, he's got excellent hands.
So that stems the tide a bit for Aquinas after Mineral Point had gone on a big run. 4-point game, just under 9 minutes to go.
You think Aquinas is going to find Ushram in there?
They find Thousand in the corner. And Peterson comes out with a rebound.
Good block out by Peterson.
Becker with Ashelman on him. Left open in the lane, and he got the roll.
Once again, he kept his pivot foot, which gave him all kinds of options. .40 run for the Blue Goats.
Burns got a piece of it. Battles Lindsley. Lindsley comes up with a loose ball, but he was out of bounds. Turnover goes over to Aquinas. That's just the 5th turnover for Mineral Point.
Great hustle by Burns there to cause that action.
The 2024 WIAA Basketball Championships are brought to you by Construction Business Group and Destinations Career Academy, preparing students for a rewarding career as a Wisconsin operating engineer.
Lindsey knew Burns was going to hustle after it, so that forced him to have to go hard. Otherwise, he might have let it go out of bounds, and it'd be their ball right now.
So now a chance to tie for Aquinas or take the lead with a 3.
Trying to post up Burns against Lindsey here. Good defense by the Pointers.
Near steal. Skemp tries the baseline. Steal by Lindsey.
Tried to make a pass while he left his feet.
And a poke from behind by Skemp, and a steal. We're headed the other direction.
Good make up for it by Skemp there. It's a good lesson there. Just because he made a mistake, he didn't quit. He went back and then made a play.
Here's Barr for the lead.
Bar none.
Trey Bar none. Trey with a tray. It's bad dad joke day here at the Kohl Center, and Aquinas is up by 1. If my kids are watching, they're absolutely cringing. In fact, they probably turned this channel.
Yeah.
Lindsey with a terrific move.
You don't have to worry because it's not coming from you. And I don't know your kids. Good answer by the Blue Pointers there. Good inside move by Lindsey.
Another lead change in this one. Mineral Point now back up. Timeout on the floor. We got one as well. Here's a word from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station. Tell you what, it's been a dandy so far. Scott Emmerich and Chris Swettler courtside at the Kohl Center. 6 lead changes and 3 ties in this one. And many of the lead changes have come here in the second half.
Well, each team's been able to answer each other's run and in a big way. So we're going to see it's going to make for an interesting last couple minutes here.
Yeah, 4 of those 6 lead changes have come here in the second half. Aquinas would love another lead change here. They have possession. Barr setting a pick for Becker. Bomstead on him. Becker spinning.
Good
Barr in the corner. Inside, Skemp with a finger roll from Barr.
Really solid first attack defense there by Mineral Point, but then just too much movement off the ball. Good answer by Thousand.
Landon Thousand answering on the other end.
Thought it was pretty good D, actually, straight up and just a little bit of body up on top.
A 3-point play for the co-MVP of the SWAL Conference.
And he'd been quiet for a while, so that was good for him and good for the Pointers.
He's up to 21 points. The lead is 2 for Mineral Point. Becker pulling up from the baseline. Back to even.
He showed a lot. He showed he can do all the things. Pull up jumper, attack the rim, spin move, shoot the 3. He's had a really solid game for the Blue Goats. Switch action there in that interchange.
Lindsay posting up Burns, blocked by Burns.
Got long arms. Such a luxury to have.
Burns switches back out on 1,000. Now Lindsay wants to post up the smaller Skimp. Skimp got a hand on it, battles Lindsay for it. Lindsay has it. Oh, Bobstead,
great ball.
And a block, but a foul.
Becker came out of nowhere.
First of all, what a find by Lindsay.
Yes.
And then a near block by Becker, a little too much body on it.
Yeah. What great recognition there by Lindsay. Becker got him down low. Unfortunately, you know what? They don't call that a lot, which blows me away. Just because he got the block, and then he blew him over, so it was a good call.
So Bomstead will head to the free throw line, a senior, averaging 5 points a game. Still looking for his first point today.
Only a 48% free throw shooter, so see what happens with this.
He'll shoot 2. Chance to give Mineral Point the lead back. Ashelman checking back in for the Pointers. Bomstead, by the way, had a big game in the regional final. 16 points against Lancaster.
Good time to do it, right?
Playoffs, absolutely. More substitutions for Mineral Point. Jake Phillips in. Well, now they're going to hold
come
him
in
at
for Bomstead
at the scorer's table. He'll come in for the shooter. And now Phillips will check in for Bomstead after Bryce gave Mineral Point the lead.
So, speaking of Coach Ryan, if I was still working for him, recruiting him, and he was still coaching, we would be all over number 3 from Aquinas because of the length of his arms and the timing he has.
Becker short on that turnaround. And Ashelman comes out of there with it for Mineral Point. Five minutes to go here in our second Division IV semifinal. Kenosha St. Joseph's awaits the winner this one. 1,000 couldn't get it to go. Barr comes out of there with it. Barr all the way to the basket. Can't get it to go, but he'll go to the free throw line.
Good take.
Two free throws coming for Trey Barr. You mentioned earlier, quite a family played at State. Trey's actually the 4th sibling in the Barr family to play at State. Sisters Kayla, Bree, and Shay all played at State for the Aquinas girls.
I can't say it again, but you know, it's just
bar none. You're not going to go down that highway again.
You can't do it twice.
No. And the Blue Golds are back in front. Yet another lead change.
Back and forth we go. Clear out action for 1,000 on the right side.
Thousand to set the offense. Lindsay with Burns on him. Crossover. Underneath. Blocked by Burns. Another block for Walter Burns. They push it up ahead. It's Becker. 1-on-3. Lost the handle. And a foul. That's going to be on Mineral Point, and perhaps that's why he took a little stutter step.
Yeah. I thought he traveled, but it was a little bit blocked. I've never been wrong on the call either.
And the officials know that, too.
Very much so.
17 fouls now on Mineral Point, so Becker will go to the free throw line shooting a bonus. He'll get another.
As we mentioned earlier in the game, 80% free throw shooter.
Second team all-conference in the MVC this year.
Both these teams play in great conferences and in all the sports. You know, Aquinas playing schools that are some cases 5 times bigger than they are.
Yeah, the Mississippi Valley, Aquinas plays schools that are almost all Division II, Division I. To the line, counted and a foul. Now a chance to tie it up.
You know, Wenhouse has been waiting for this all night. You know, he couldn't get a 3 to go, and he's yelling at himself. He's talking to himself. That was a great take, and that's good for him. That's going to be good for the Pointers here for the last 4 minutes.
Chance at a three-point play for Wendhausen.
Blood on the jersey.
That was his first bucket of the game. Now Burns will have to come to the bench here for a moment. And a timeout Aquinas as Walter Burns goes running to the locker room. We think there's just blood on his jersey. You look at Dan Burrison, you know, all three of his assistants, Brett McGraw, Parker Downey, and Garrett Wendhausen, all played for Dan. And get this, Dan, he has an Aquinas connection too. His nephew is A.J. Halverson, who won a state title with Aquinas back in 2003.
Oh, you're just a history book.
I thought you were the encyclopedia.
I thought we should have asked you a trivia question. You knew the answer to that too, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I knew that
In
was
fact,
you. Edgewood.
You set me up.
Well. All right. I'm told Walter Burns has a new jersey number. He'll be wearing number 22 right now. Taking off that bloody number 3.
See if 22's as kind to him as number 1 was. Or number 3 was, sorry.
Number 3, Walter Burns, now wearing number 22.
Well, Burns was 4 of 10 and scored 10 points with number 3, so we'll see how he does with 22.
And every team does this. Every team carries an extra jersey just for such an occasion.
Wendhausen couldn't complete the three-point play, so Aquinas still up by 1. 4 minutes to go. Some drama building here at the Kohl Center. Glad you could join us.
Circle action in for Becker into the big, and then he'll kick it out.
Now they're double teaming Muhlenberg in the post.
I think that was a great
nice moves.
Yep, I think that was a great strategy, a great change by the Pointers to start doubling him. 3 out of the 4 times he's been doubled, he turned it over.
Here's 1,000 looking for some room. Lindsay with bar on him. Got the contact. Couldn't get it to go, but a couple of free throws coming for Eli Lindsay.
Aquinas down number 21, Trey Barr, his second, team's 5th. Eli Lindsay at the line.
65% free throw shooter. None bigger in his young career than probably right now.
He's the only junior in Mineral Point's starting lineup. He's been on the varsity since his freshman year. Tanner Peterson back in for Aquinas, replacing Jonathan Skin. Lindsay trying to make 1 out of 2 and tie it up.
Hung with it that time, cut the fouls here.
Lindsay up to 14 points, and we're back to even. Barr swinging it across to Burns. On the crossover. Pass deflected by Lindsay right in the hands of Willenbring. Gets knocked over, and we're headed the other way.
2 great defense possessions in a row for the Pointers. Calling out their flex set. Might be a little pick and pop to Lindsay there.
Chance to take the lead. 1,000. Won't get it. Go back over to Aquinas. 2:39 to go. Tied at 54. Here's a word from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station. Final 2:39 of our Division IV semifinals. Mineral Point led this one by 5 at the half. The Blue Goals have been able to come back and actually take the lead for a little bit there. One reason why, shooting percentage. They've really picked it up here in the second half.
Yeah, 55% is really good in a half. And again, it's just been a lot of things. Shot selection, and got out on the break for a couple of easy ones. And Becker's been real solid, so why they're up 1 now.
Here's Becker with Ashelman on him. Becker in the lane, spinning, scoring.
Love the jump stop, love the spin back. He can elevate high enough that he can shoot that turnaround jump shot.
And the sophomore's up to 22 points. 2 minutes to go here at the Kohl Center. Aquinas by 1. Wendhausen for 3. Rebound comes off to Lindsay. To Thousand. A foul on Willenbrain.
Yeah, good foul. So watch Becker penetrate here. It's so important to stay on bounds. Does the little jump stop. Able to get back and make that spin move and make that shot.
Thousand, an excellent free throw shooter, 87%. That's his first miss today.
You didn't expect that. Points only shot 7 free throws.
Missed them both. Rare misses from Landon Thousand.
Oh,
a near steal.
Kind of like that one-man press by St. Joe's earlier tonight.
Becker. Counted and a foul. Logan Becker.
I'll tell you what, if he was second team all conference, I'd like to see him that first team. He's good. He got poked in the eye, too.
Yeah, hit in the face and the arm and still made the shot. And now a chance to complete a three-point play and extend the lead, which is now 4 with 1:38 to go.
A lot of time left for the Pointers. One possession at a time.
Becker, a 79% free throw shooter. Finishes a three-point play. 5-point lead. Well, the tension rising here at the Kohl Center. 1.5 to go. Here's Thousand. Lindsay for 3. Rebounded by Barr. Barr comes out of there with it, trying to. And they get it to Becker.
They get it across.
Becker all the way to the rack. Couldn't get it to go, but he'll get a couple of free throws.
Good choice again by Becker. He saw the opening, decided to go all the way to the hoop. There was nobody under the basket or around from Mineral Point to stop that without fouling him. It's the guy you want on the free throw line.
Becker had a season-high 27 points against Arcadia. He can match that if he makes this free throw here. Seven-point lead now. An 11-3 run for Aquinas over the last almost 4 minutes. Mineral Point has made just one of their last 7 field goal attempts. Here's Wendhausen. Can't connect. Barr has the rebound and then a foul.
Felt like Mineral Point really rushed their last 2 possessions. Instead of getting some inside action or at least attacking the basket first, because they are on the bonus.
That'll send Trey Barr to the free throw line, a 58% free throw shooter.
Double bonus.
He'll get another. He has 8 points in this one, averaging 7 a game.
Aquinas has put together a good string of defensive possessions here, too.
Missed on both.
A double thousand of the attacks here.
Here's Ross. That hits nothing. Lindsay can't save. Out of bounds. It'll go to Aquinas. 42 seconds to go. Peterson inbound, full court pressure by Mineral Point. Here's Becker, brings it across, gets it up to Skemp. Back to Peterson. That one took a turn. Peterson got it back.
Took it out.
Couldn't connect that time.
Took off 15 seconds though for him.
3 ball is good. Ashelman, who else? 5 for 5 from 3-point range. And the lead is down to 4 with 19.1 to go.
It's a huge hoop, obviously, for the Pointers there. Aquinas lost track of him. I mean, again, it's like there's so many players that Aquinas has to keep track of. But that was been the hot hand. He's 5 for 5 from 3 ball for the game. 2-possession game now. Aquinas will need to have their press breaker set. Make sure they get it in the hands of their free throw shooters. Becker preferably, if possible. They got timeouts to use if Mineral Point turns on the defense here.
Well, free throw shooting has been an issue for Aquinas this season. They only shoot it at 56% as a team, but they did make 16 in a row at one point at the end of the Cameron game in the sectional finals. So they are capable in clutch situations, but you can see why they try to get the ball in the hands of Becker as much as possible, shooting 80% on the year.
Right, and so we'll see what kind of press breaker coach Reinhardt's drawn up. Again, they don't have to hurry. They got a timeout to use if they can't get it in. Watch for some back screens there, somebody going deep. They might run this little football thing. All 5 go out of bounds.
They get it inbounds. Now back to Peterson. A steal! It's Ross! 2-point game!
Wow.
Oh my, things have changed here with 15.4 to go.
Yeah, I thought Burns gave it up a little quick. I don't know why he didn't keep it. Got it into him. It's good, and he gave it right back. Peterson rushed it, didn't use a pass fake. Opportunity play, opportunity knock. Mineral Point took advantage of it.
Very good look at steals in this one. 8 of them for Mineral Point, 4 for Aquinas. That was the 11th turnover of the game for the Blue Golds. So now with 15.4, I imagine if you're Brad Reinhardt, same strategy, try to get it to Becker as much as you can.
Yeah, and if you can't get a steal, you're going to foul.
And it's Becker who will trigger the inbound. More full court pressure, of course, from Mineral Point. And a 5-second call and another turnover. And now Mineral Point has a chance to tie or take the lead. It's an excellent three-point shooting team, too. And now Brad Reinhardt wants to talk things over with his Blue Golds.
Well, mistake there by Mineral Point. Becker could have run the baseline, which again, young kids taking the ball out of bounds on the baseline. Remember, you can run, and you can go up and down that baseline. He only went a couple feet there. It gave him a tough angle to make a pass, and then by then it was too late. The 5-second call was made. So important to be able to use pass fakes and run that baseline when you're bringing the ball in bounds as the inbounder there.
So take me into the huddle of Dan Burrison. A 2 to tie, 3 to win. You dialing up your best inbound play here? Is this the time?
Well, for sure. You know, they're going to try and look for something to 1,000 for sure. And then, you know, and Lindsay, watch for who takes it out. They do have a baseline out of bounds if Lindsay takes it out where he steps in off of a screen up high. So he's up on the elbow now. So now they got Ross taking it out. It could send, looking at their action here, they could send 1,000 off a double by Lindsay and number 5 there, Wendhausen. All kinds of options here.
And they're all good to really good three-point shooters too. So you got to cover the arc too if you're Aquinas. All right, here's Ross.
He comes off the double.
1,000. Wendhausen.
He was open
for the lead.
Oh,
loose. Inside, 1,000 battles for it. Still loose. Are we going to get a jump ball or a foul?
Jump ball.
Jump ball. Possession arrow to Mineral Point with 7.4 to go. Oh, my.
Mineral Point's ball. I mean, you could have called a foul on Barr there, but, you know, some will say it's just better to let them play and let the kids decide it.
So this will be a 30-second timeout.
This is by Aquinas, right? A Mineral Point call this one?
Yep.
All right, they got a really good look out of their last baseline out of bounds. This time it might be, similar action. May try and sneak somebody back door because all they need is a 2. So it's the same setup they had, now just on the other side of the basket. We'll see if they read Aquinas' defense at all and slip a screen.
Ross on the inbound. Barr guarding the inbound. 1,000 open for the lead. Got it! 4.4. No timeout for Aquinas. And then a turnover. Mineral Point is going to win this one with a half second to go.
Wow.
What a play by Landon
comeback.
1,000.
What a comeback by Mineral Point. Wow.
Dan Burrison is a thief.
61-55 they were down.
Look at it again.
Yep. I mean, fun to run those sets. You got a guy can make it. Aquinas fell asleep out on the defense. They didn't rotate out. They didn't see it coming. Watch, nobody stepped out. It was wide open.
An unbelievable comeback. One for the ages for the Pointers. They're headed to the Division IV championship. Here's a word from our local stations. This is your WIAA network station. My oh my, an 8-0 run in the last 22 seconds lifts Mineral Point to an unfathomable win over Aquinas, 62-61. Carly Murata standing by with a few thrilled Pointers, I'm sure.
Hey, Scott, yeah, they're saying they feel like they're dreaming still right now. Landon, take me through that final three-pointer to give your team the win.
Yeah, we ran the same play right before, but we wanted to switch it up a little bit. I saw my shot. Feet weren't set, but I said, I'm just going to let it fly. And shout out to Alex Ross. Big steal before that, got the big layup, so that was big. That was massive.
So many things went your way in the final 15 seconds. You were down 4, come back to win it. You said you feel like you're dreaming right now?
Yeah, absolutely. This feels like a dream. And all great shout out to our coaches getting us ready for this moment. I mean, we practice this all the time in practice. And big thanks to LT for hitting that shot. We're going to the chip, baby. We're going to the chip.
And, Coach, he said you ran the same play back-to-back. Can you tell me a little bit about that play?
Well, I think the bottom line is we wanted to get the ball in number 3's hands and just trust him to make a play, and that's exactly what he did.
One last thing, you're headed to the state championship game. How does it feel, and how does this team get it done?
It feels incredible. All along we said we're doing it with our brothers, and that's the most important thing. We got a brotherhood here, and it's going to be really fun spending these next 2 days with my brothers.
Why can this team win the title?
Just how well we play with each other. We don't really care who's scoring. We're sharing the ball, but everyone's scoring. We're playing great defense, and shout out to our coaches for getting us ready for this moment.
All right, congratulations to you guys, and best of luck in the state championship.
Thank you.
All right, back to you.
Wow, we got to catch our breath over here, Chris. Yeah, the coach talked about how this is such a close-knit squad. They've all accepted their roles. They lost to Alaska Luther in the sectionals in the last minute last year. That served as a motivation for this year. And now they're the ones in the final minute who come through and make the big plays. Put this into words for me.
Well, you never give up, right? I mean, and, it goes both ways. Aquinas made a couple mistakes there at the end that they wish they had back, and Mineral Point took advantage of it and then got that, second chance again to run that same play just on the other side of the basket. Aquinas didn't rotate out. 1,000 was wide open, and you just had a feeling if he had that. I thought they made the one before to put him up one and had a good look at it. But, these guys are right. 1,000 and Lindsay there saying everybody contributed, and that's what we've been saying is Mineral Point has a lot of weapons and a lot of guys that can step up and be the hero at any time.
Well, let's show you the highlights from this second half. Really an amazing second half. Mineral Point had a 5-point lead to open it, but Aquinas started to get hot and feel the range. That was Trey Barr.
Well, Aquinas' biggest lead, was with 22 seconds to go, up 7 or 8 or whatever it was. And you thought it was all over. Aquinas played a great second half, especially led by that kid Becker. They just did all the right things in the second half.
Becker was sensational, 9 of 12 from the field, 27 points. But there's Wendhausen.
Yep.
Pointers just kept coming. Blue Goals just kept answering. It was back and forth. Becker with a fadeaway in the lane.
Yeah, just, good moves, good on-balance moves, and smart moves by good on-balance players. Now watch this screen here. Nobody rotated out. Becker couldn't get through it. Wide open, buries it. Aquinas was out of timeouts. And they just didn't have a chance to get off anything to give them a chance to win it.
Final stats, well, Aquinas really picked up their shooting in the second half. 54%, built that 7-point lead. But the final 22 seconds will live in infamy for the Blue Goals. Mineral Point did well taking care of the ball.
Well, they did. Both teams did. Looking at 19 turnovers between the both of them. And Mineral Point's bench, as we said, not only their starters, but we talked about it in the beginning of the game. They go 10 deep, and at any moment, somebody come off the bench to make a play, whether it's defense or offense.
And that person off the bench was Drew Ashelman. 17 points, including 5 for 5 from three-point range. Landon Thousand with the game winner at 24. Logan Becker, just a sophomore, was sensational with 27.
Well, and he started that run to give them the chance to have the comeback by making a three when Aquinas fell asleep in transition where they didn't find. Of course, we talked about how they had to find so many guys, but they forgot him that time. And
before we go,
what a game.
A salute to the Blue Golds.
Yep.
Outstanding season. Head coach Brad Reinhardt. You've won a state title. You've experienced heartbreak, too, as a coach. What's that like in there? What do you say?
Well, I don't know. At this level, I've never experienced something like this. So that's just going to be something that's going to hang on for a long time. But, they weren't favored to win this game. And there's a lot of ways you could twist it. But there's no way. That's not going to hurt for a long time.
Yeah.
And hopefully they're young kids, and they've got some young kids coming up. Are going to learn from it. And put in the work and the effort to bounce back next year like Mineral Point did this year after their heartbreak loss in the sectional a year ago.
All right. Well, what a game. What a day here on this Thursday. And to recap and look ahead to Friday, we'll send it back upstairs. Nick Tabbert is standing by.